Hey everybody, how's it going? I hope you're having a lovely day. So I read something really interesting this morning that surprised me given the experiences that I've had with Google and my data over the past several years. So there's a video that I did a few years ago saying Google's breaches in privacy have gone too far, and I'll revisit that after going over the results of this very, very strange survey. It says here, more users trust Amazon and Google to handle their personal user data than Apple. I'm not going to read the entire thing, but it goes to say Apple's overall net positive score was 44%, lagging behind Google's 48% and Amazon's 53%. Now, again, the one saving grace from the survey is that pretty much nobody trusted Facebook or TikTok to handle their user data, which, again, is reassuring. But the fact that Google and Amazon did better than Apple is very surprising to me. Obviously, I'm not the biggest fan of Apple as a business, but you have to understand what their business models are. Google's business model is learning as much as they can about you so that they can deliver you personalized search results so that they can sell you ads. Google's business is about knowing who you are. Apple's business primarily appears to be selling you a laptop in 2017 that costs almost $3,000 that will stop working after you've opened and closed it too many times because the cable is too short, and then making it as difficult as humanly possible for someone like me to fix it so that you have to buy a new one. You may not like Apple's business model. You may not like their hardware. You may not like their customer support. You may not like how they treat users. You may not like a lot about their software. Whatever it is, at the end of the day, their business model, their primary profit driver is selling you hardware that is expensive, that is difficult to repair. Google's primary method of making money is about knowing who you are. So the fact that your average person out there has more trust with their data with a company that primarily makes money off of your data versus a company that primarily makes money off of hardware is very interesting. And I wish that they had some, I don't know, kind of like essay-ish responses or opportunities for people to say why that was the case so that we can learn why that is the case. I personally don't trust Google with my data more than Apple. I think I kind of have an equal level of distrust for most of these companies. I remember getting my first Android phone in 2010. I got the HTC Incredible. And I remember thinking to myself, how am I going to type on a touchscreen? This is impossible. And then I saw that there was a little microphone button right next to the keyboard. So I hit the microphone button, and I do this. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. And it actually spelled it on the screen. So I was fucking stunned, and I started talking into my phone. Now, every time an application says, we want to collect data for this purpose, or we want to do this, or we want to save stuff, it's kind of intuitive at this point to me to click no, ignore, no, deny. So it was very strange to me when I logged into my account in 2019 and saw conversations that I had with a girlfriend about 9 years prior that were literally stuck here. So this is me talking into my phone and it remembering every single instance of what I said and transcribing it and saving the original recording. That's not weird. It actually knew when I had opened certain applications, when I had closed certain. It was weird, like the degree of data that was there. And it's one of those things where a lot of the comments said this guy is an idiot. He probably clicked on something he wasn't supposed to click on. You're a dumbass. To put it in a different context, if you're on a date and you say 3 or 4 or 5 times, I don't want to drink, and the guy just keeps asking if you want to drink, and like the 8th time you say, no, I don't want to drink, and then 2 hours later, you're drunk and you don't really know how it happened, wouldn't you be a little bit suspicious? Like, wouldn't that be weird? I mean, again, after that's the way that I felt after this. I know what I click on a regular basis. So for you to actually get to the point of getting somebody like me to consent to this, you had to have just been badgering me nonstop and putting this, either hiding this dialogue box somewhere where it wasn't obvious or just nonstop bombarding me with it. That should have been considerably more upfront given the amount of data that you were collecting, the amount of time you were retaining it for, and the nature of the data, which is literally everything I fucking said into my phone over the course of 8 years. I don't have a lot of trust for Google or Amazon or Apple, to be honest with you, when it comes to my data. But I was very surprised that, again, not even somebody who would be branded as like an Apple hater like me, but the general public has less trust for Apple with their data than Google. That's a tough one. Again, even for me to try to understand and process that. Obviously, I'm not disagreeing by saying that I think they made up the survey. I'm saying I disagree with the conclusions of the users. but I'm very curious what you think. Do you have more trust for, let's say, Amazon versus Google or Google versus Apple, or do you have an equal level of distrust for most of these companies? It was interesting because one of the top voted comments here is hard evidence users have no clue about their privacy. I don't trust any of them. I agree. I don't trust any of them. Yes, trust a company that makes its money by selling your data. Makes perfect sense. And, I think most of the users are not necessarily thinking about the business models and how these companies make money. Apple most certainly makes money off of you. They have many, many ways of making money off of you. But if they were not making money off of your data, they would still be making money hand over fist. If Google were not making money off of your data, they'd kind of be screwed. And by the way, if you use an Android phone, I would suggest that you check out something called Google Takeout. Look up all the information they have on you, just in case you may have accidentally opted into some shit that you don't want to be opted into. The look that I had on my face while I was playing all the stuff back in the store is a look that Steve's going to remember for a long period of time. Me just going through like arguments with ex-girlfriends and hitting play and just reliving these moments from like 8 or 9 years ago and realizing that Google literally never deleted them, likely because they had some stupid dialog box pop up at 1 a.m. Oh my God. I have no trust for Google whatsoever when it comes to my user data. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye now.